Hello, everyone. I was wondering if you could help me with this writing dilemma that I have, because I have two passages that I could use for the opening passage of my book, The Ecstasy and the Ignominy. And because I wrote one, and then I've written I've written another passage though that originally was going to go in a different part of the story. But I'm thinking though that this passage, given how it's written, could work really well as the opening passage. But I'm not really sure because it's not a question of the passages being bad. I like both of them, but somehow I just feel that the first passage, I mean the passage that is now the opening passage, is a little too verbose for the opening passage, which I'm looking to kind of maybe present an aura of mystery, but I'm really not sure because at the same time I worked really hard on on this passage, but I think that this other passage might work better. Now, of course, my dilemma is the reason I'm stuck though, because if I decide to use this, then I'm gonna have to write something else for this other chapter because then I'll be without a passage, and so that's my dilemma. So I'm going to read the two passages to you, and then you can tell me what you think works better as an opening passage. Because my main problem is that I'm having trouble making up my mind, and because of that, I can't I can't write more because if I use this as the opening passage, then I'm gonna have to write something else. So I'm stuck until I can make up my mind on this, and so I need so. It's not a question of the passages, the quality of the passages. It's just that I'm having trouble making up my mind. So I'll read both passages to you, which I know that some of you have probably heard these before. But it's the question is which one do you think would work better as an opening passage in your opinion? So this is passage number one. Memories never truly die. They simply sail on the lusters of our tears. They are like sonorous susurrations in the mesmeric gales of sleepless time, through which all sentient ecstasies evanesce into penumbral welkins. The most poignant of redolences whisper and harmonize, beholden to the ornate passions that zestfully beautified them with remembrance. But just as the sun must acquiesce to the despondency of the moon, so must the raptures of the spirit fade into the orchards of phantom ruminations. Like melancholy nectars of wistful rain, my thoughts became blind to the luminescent caresses of my past. They found refuge upon the surface of a cross, the pious treasure that bedimmed the stars of my heart. No longer two distinct entities, the cross and my conscience melded together, forever entangled in the vespers of my dreams. Lost in a sea of misbegotten sophistry, my spectre embraced the piety of dawn, like a loquacious sonnet bleeding over into a prosaic soliloquy. I endured, regardless of how many tears fell from heaven. And okay, now that's passage number one, which I think does a good job of explaining her Catherine's character. But at the same time, I'm thinking that I might go with this one because I think it evokes an aura of mystery. So this is passage number two. There is a kind of silence that transcends thought and memory. It is the emptiness we feel when the Promethean spark of nature goes out and the world becomes cold and ashen. Eventually, passion becomes a forgotten harmony, and nothing, not even time itself, can make the music play again. For beauty has fallen from heaven, and we are alone in the dark. I would have that passage, and then passage number one, because I don't want to get rid of passage number one because I like it. Passage number one might precede that, so I don't know whether I want to go with passage number one, which is the original one, or passage number two, the new one. And so that's my dilemma at this current time. So again, I'm the reason I'm asking is because I can't make up my mind, and so I would just like some kind of input because if I'm just going by what I think, I'm stuck and I can't really move forward. And who knows, I might still be stuck even after I get some input. But I just thought this might help if I had an outside opinion.